Although I've experimented to some extent with food waste dyeing, it's not something I do often. However, I recently played around with using onion skins to make natural dye. And in this video, I want to show you some of the outcomes I achieved by using the skins alone, as well as including various additives. So let's take a look. I was able to collect some onion skins from the store, and I used those in addition to ones I already had at home. I noticed at the grocery store, the produce workers typically just gather up all the skins that are falling all over the place and discard them. So I just moved some of the onions around in the bin and gathered a lot of the pieces of skin that were there. And I have both colors here, from yellow onions as well as purple onion skins. I was very pleased with this color. It's pretty deep and intense, and this is only boiled onion skins. Nothing has been added to the dye. So this is where I'm going to mix in an additional element. You see I have this rusty tool here that you've probably seen in my other videos. Whenever I want to alter color of certain dyes, I can just stir this in because the combination of the dye and the rust is going to change the color. So I just gave this a few stirs and you'll see how this transforms the color. I'll leave one plain. And this is the next day. So you can see it's turned this, it's like a deep olive green color with the touch of brown. And this is just from stirring it with that tool. So adding something rusty to your onion skin dye can create a new color. I'm just including this clip here. This is fabric that was dyed with the original dye, the one that did not have the rust added to it. This is just a piece that I tie-dyed, and I'm just putting the clip here. just to show you how this turned out, the nice color achieved from just onion skins alone. Onion skins are high in tannin, so in my experimentation, I find that the color does not wash out, and you'll see later I'll show you a piece that I left out in the sun. Seems to be pretty light fast as well. Here's another piece that's been in the dye in the sun for a few days, and I'm going to add a nail this time. This nail is rusty now, but you can just add any nail. It can be a brand new nail, and the iron will also transform the color. So that's what you're going to see. There's a little gecko in the yard giving me the eye. And I think, yeah, this was the next day. So you can see how the color changed and the nail came out right in the beginning. It fell out of the jar. So again, you can see how the addition of iron can transform your color if you're using onion skins and want to create additional colors. You can do that as well. So here are a few pieces dyed using onion skins, and some had iron added to them, but you can see the range of colors you can achieve. You can make various patterns, tie-dyeing and shibori and things of that nature. Now what I'm going to do is add a loom. This was last minute. I was thinking like, what would happen if I added a loom to the dye? How would the color change? So I'm just sprinkling some in, and I'm going to boil some pre-used onion skins, and we'll see what color we come up with. I always feel like if I don't put something in a jar in the sun, then I'm not really naturally dyeing fabrics. It's just a personal thing. So even though you can just simply boil the fabric in the dye, it'll be fine. Or just put the fabric in after you've boiled the dye. It'll definitely pick up the color. I just really like solo dyeing. So I always tend to put things out in the sun, regardless. This is really nice yellow, and you can see how different it is from the other colors, much lighter. So the addition of the alum will create yet another color. So I see onion skins as being pretty diverse in the colors that they'll create. I left a small piece of fabric out in the sun. This is a piece that had been dyed with onion skins, and it even got rained on for one of the days, so it's been through it. You can see it still has pretty good color, and I'll put a piece out to show you the contrast, how it looked before I put it out, and then what happened once it stayed out for a few days. So it took a few days for it to really start losing color. So this dye seems to be pretty good at color retention, unlike turmeric, which will just fade on the first day pretty much. I definitely recommend using onion skins to make natural dye. It's fairly easy and straightforward. You can use the skins alone, or as you saw in the video, you can introduce other elements to make variations of the color. I think onions are pretty universal. Most of us can get a hold of a few to get the skin, so this is a dye that could be created pretty much anywhere, and I think you'll enjoy the outcomes. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching.